Hello and welcome to the latest round of TCR Asia, which this week comes from the magnificent city of Shanghai, China. And that means we're racing at the famous Shanghai F1 circuit, always one of the highlights of the Asian motor racing calendar. And this weekend, there's a bumper entry of over 20 cars as TCR Asia combine with TCR China, as both series are seeking important points for their representative championships. The TCR Asia series is wide open coming into Shanghai after a dramatic race weekend last time out in Thailand, which saw Tin Sri Trai take back-to-back victories.
The Shanghai is, very technical circuit and the high-speed circuit, and of course the long straight, the back straight.
Very tricky, very difficult. It's good for learning. The surface is different, like between front and rear. Track is not very equal. Have a mountain and some different. I think it's good. The Shanghai is very good circuit.
I think that this track is quite tricky on the first corner, and here we have a lot of fast corner and also the slow corner. So it's many style of corner, but I have to learning the track in every outing, and also the team, they did a very good job. They give a perfect car.
Coming into round 9, it's WS Live Malaysia who leads the way with 113, but he's only 4.5 points ahead of Tin Sri Trai after that double win. Diego Moran of Ecuador is still in the hunt in 3rd, and so too Kurasai in 4th position for Thailand with 94. But that double win at Bang San at home for Tin Sri Trai has changed the face of the championship.
What do you need to do you think, to win this championship this year, now that you're so close?
Yeah, just calm down, because before I was so hot, crash and have some accident, don't finish. So after Bang San, this race, and also the last race, I have to finish the race.
How important is the team's experience around here from last year, with Andy, of course, winning both races? How important has that been to your speed today?
I have a lot of data from Andy last year, so and I see the data, and I improve from him. So that's why I can go more faster in every outing.
Bang San was probably not the weekend you really wanted. The same thing, you dominated through practice and into qualifying, but the races didn't work out the way you wanted them to. What do you need to do differently this weekend to get back into this championship?
The first, I just want to take the point as much as I can, and just take the maximum point and safety in the race. That's it.
Is the focus this weekend winning, or is the focus more so getting points?
The first, I want to getting point, but if I can win, so for sure I want to win.
Would you be happy to win the championship without winning a race?
Yes, but I'm happy to winning the championship without winning, but I will try to get one win before the season, the end of the season. I will try pushing. I will try pushing.
Are you a little bit proud of your team, R Engineering, this year, to have come from racing mainly in Malaysia to come to the Asian scene and on some of these big circuits? And you're right in the title fight. In fact, you're leading everything at the moment with 2 races to go.
Yeah, I think the team do the very good job. Maybe also we have some luck compared with other team. Also, we keep maintaining our pace. We keep correct the points maximum we can. For the first year, I'm happy the overall for the team, but we definitely, our team need to push harder for sure.
On then to qualifying with our reporter Sean Henselwood.
We're at Shanghai International Circuit for rounds 9 and 10 of the 2017 TCR Asia Series. Recovering after the street circuit battle at Bang San in Thailand, we're back on a Formula One circuit. First up, of course, it's qualifying. 2 20-minute sessions to set the grid for the 2 10-lap races ahead across the weekend. Teams anxious as they're about to go out the gate, and good reason too, because they were all chasing the number 2 of Candidate Kasiri. The Liqui Moly Team Engsler driver had been pushing everybody all weekend, and his pace was incredible, just as it had been at Bang San in Thailand. There's the points leader, WS Lai, in the R Engineering Honda. He's been struggling a little bit, so too his teammate Abdul Katir had an engine change overnight, trying to work his way through that. Jasper Thong, the sole entry from Phoenix Racing Asia and Audi Hong Kong this weekend, doing what he can. AK trying to find some time, would start last after a bad opening session, found some form in Q2. The man they're all watching, though, was Kandidi Kasiri at the front, and also Douglas Koo, the Viper Nisa racing driver. He was setting a cracking pace inside the top 10 in this 20-car field. Of course, we're driving alongside TCR China this weekend. Kasiri's pace was just incredible, almost 2 seconds under the lap record set by his compatriot Tin Stritrai 12 months ago when we were last here. Diego Moran too, he was very, very impressive in a great battle with former WTCC driver Ma Qinghua. Of course, the Chinese driver had taken victory in that series. He was very fast here, but they could do nothing about Kasiri. Pole position for the Thai driver.
Yes, I'm quite surprised with the lap time. With the performance of the cars, it's perfect on the Q1. The car was perfect, and the team, they give a very perfect car for me.
Actually, yesterday I was strong. I knew it where we have chances to improve my lap. The first quali was not so good. I did a couple of mistakes, but the car was perfect. In the second quali, the car was a little bit on the oversteer, but I was perfect, so I did a good lap. I'm happy.
I don't know whether Shanghai is going me. Maybe the typhoon helped me a bit, but yeah, it was a brilliant lap. Qualifying lap that I put in. The tires were working well. Getting used to the circuit. Had a few pointers from my race engineer as well as a couple of other drivers who raced here before. But yeah, extremely happy with the lap time.
So then, as we head to race 9, perfect conditions here in Shanghai. The safety car heads out, and we look down on the grid, which is led by Kandidi Kasiri in the Liqui Moly Ensler car. Kasiri wanting to bounce back after a disastrous weekend in Bangsan, where he had pole there too, but crashed heavily in that first race, and he'll want to capitalise. But interestingly enough, alongside him is the man he replaced at Liqui Moly, Andy Yan, this weekend racing in TCR China, having already won here 3 weeks ago, twice in that championship. Here's the grid then for this round 9 race for both championships. Kasiri, Yan, Hui in the Chinese championship ahead of Diego Moran of Ecuador. Tin Stritrai lines up 5th position. Then it's Wong, Bei, Philip de Souza of Hong Kong in 8th position, then Wang of China, and Jasper Thong, already a winner for Audi, lining up in 10th position. Here we go then. The start of round 9. On the right-hand side, it's Kasiri getting away quite well, but not as well as Andy Yan in the Audi, who leads this race. Tin Stritrai looks to the inside and dives into what, 5th place here? And there's an incident at the back by the looks of things involving some 3 cars. One of them is Eric Kwong, who's locked up the front and broken the suspension on the number 98 Seat. And 2 more cars going round, others avoiding out. It's Jasper Thong and WS Lai for the 2nd time in 2 rounds. And the championship leader, number 39, WS Lai, has got it going again, but it looks as though there's damage to the front left. And another man involved is the number 9, that's BW Deng of China in the Audi RS3. So all sorts of drama at the back of this. Meanwhile, at the front, it's Andy Yan leading from Kasiri. Good battle for 3rd place as well, as Tin Stritrai is challenging one of the Chinese entries for 3rd place. And just behind him, Diego Moran as number 39. WS Lai, the championship leader, is out in Shanghai, and no tyre on that front left. Eric Kwong is also out as we go on board with Tin Stritrai. He's chasing down Wong in the Team Work Motorsport Volkswagen. And here comes Diego Moran into 4th position, just ahead of Tin Stritrai. Where did he come from? Sliding his way sideways almost. And Tin Stritrai challenging for 3rd and now dropping to 5th as he's overtaken also by Wang in the Volkswagen, the new faster Wang entry. And so Tin Stritrai challenging for 3rd and then loses 2 places in a matter of corners. Moran now challenging for 3rd overall in the Liqui Moly Ensler team entry. trying to chase down his teammate, Kusuri, and he has got past. And remember, 2 championships in 1 here. We've got the Chinese championship taking place, and that's the battle we're watching between 62 and 21, Wong and Wang. Meanwhile, Sritrai wants to go in pursuit of Diego Moran, but he's got to get past these 2 first. Down the long back straight they come, coming up towards the hard-braking right-hander next, and a lot of ground being lost. But look at this almighty battle in the midfield. Great racing here, the 26 of Xie and Philip de Souza. And if you're wondering why each of the Chinese entries has 2 drivers, that's because they do 3 races a weekend. They actually do a longer 3rd race where they have to do a pit stop. So for these sprint races, they're just using 1 of their 2 drivers. So this race starting to settle down now, certainly at the front, between Andy Yan and Kusuri. Kusuri still, as they come through the yin-yang section, as we call it here in Shanghai, through turns 2 and 3, is trying to close down Andy Yan. And it's an interesting battle, of course. Kusuri in the car that Andy Yan took to the championship last year. And of course, Andy Yan winning both races here in Shanghai to pretty much consolidate that championship in 2016. And then he decided to race in the championship in China this year and move to Audi. And it's proved to be a wise move for him anyway, as Andy Yan from Hong Kong, and what a terrible sight that is. WS Lai crawling to the pits if he can make it on 3 wheels, quite literally. So Andy Yan now with Audi, there's the tyre of WS Lai, and they just missed it. And they'll have to get rid of that, and they will. And that was a bit distracting, given that this is a race for the lead. But remember, 2 championships in 1. So Kusuri doesn't have to push too hard here on Andy Yan, but there's a lot of pride at stake, and you can see Kusuri means business, and he really is pushing hard on Andy Yan. And of all the people he wants to beat today, Andy Yan definitely one of them. And sure enough, Andy Yan, though, gives him plenty of room, and through goes Kusuri at the Parabolica turn 9 to take the lead. And these 2 well ahead of the chasing pack, which now, as we see WS Lai crawling into the pits, and there's the rest of his car being taken off the track. But WS Lai will lose major points. He was only 4.5 points ahead of Sritrai, who's in, what, 4th position at the moment. He's got back into 4th by the looks of things in the distance there as they come round to complete this lap. Kusuri can't shake Andy Yan just yet, though. But in qualifying, compared to last year, Kusuri was almost 2 seconds quicker, and Andy Yan there right with him. So these 2 know that they've got similar pace as they cross the line again. And WS Lai, will they get him out and get vital points for Team Engineering? They certainly want to get him out there as quickly as they can. He didn't qualify well, did the R Engineering man. The Honda Civic carrying extra ballast this weekend for the balance of performance, which is global. And it looks as though it is just the wheel, and a replacement should do it. They're having a check under the hood to see if the suspension's okay, but if they can get that wheel on and it's turning okay, they should get him out, and he will score points. Meanwhile, back on track, leading for TCR Asia is Kantani Kusuri of Thailand, and leading for China in the Chinese Championship, Andy Yan of Hong Kong. There's our first shot of the number 65, the Viper Nisa entry of Douglas Koo. Delighted with his qualifying, and even now qualified the championship leader WS Lai for round 10, as back with Tin Sritrai in the number 79, up against the Chinese entry 81 of CH Wang in the new faster car. Remember, they are not racing against each other, but you tell them that. And Sritrai's got his sights set on trying to catch up with Diego Moran of Ecuador, as the number 81, Huang, has a knock up the inside, and this is not what Sritrai needs to be doing. And he said in his interview at the start he wants to stay out of trouble and finish the race. Well, he needs to get away from the number 81, because just because they're not racing for the same points does not mean they can't take each other out or cause each other problems. And there's no question that Tin knows that. He's had so many dramatic races where everything has not gone his way, mostly mechanical, and it just hasn't been the greatest of seasons last season, and he's trying to turn that around as through goes the number 81, and I think Tin is being a little bit more sensible and realizing he doesn't need to be in a fight with that Audi in the Chinese Championship, and he'll just follow him through onto the main straight again here in Shanghai. Fantastic circuit this as they cross the line again. Here's another look at the start, and it was a brilliant start from Andy Yan. And Diego Moran got away well too. So too the number 62 of Sammy Wong on the inside. And Tri just slotting in to 5th place early on and then moving up to 4th. And then this incident at the back is where it all went wrong for the number 9, the number 77, and more importantly, Eric Kwong in the number 98. And then there was more incidents to come. And the next one involved Jasper Thong. And in fact, really, they didn't come together. I think they just put each other off. Jasper Thong going off, and so too WS Lai. And there was damage, though, to the front left of WS Lai. As we go on board with him, we'll see what happens. There's Jasper Thong. And maybe the damage occurred earlier. But they were side by side as they went into turn 1. Yeah, that's where they touched. That led Jasper Thong. Yeah, and then later on, Jasper Thong turns round. Here he is. So the damage was already done to WS Lai early on, but it was done by Jasper Thong. Maybe payback. Either way, that scant 4.5-point lead that WS Lai brought into round 9 is pretty much gone. And Kasuri, who was, 15 points in 4th place behind the leaders, could well be leading this championship by the end of the weekend if all things go well. Into the pits comes the number 31, and that is Alex Hui and Ma of Hong Kong and the Teamwork Motorsport, and they're pushing them back in the Volkswagen Golf GTR TCR. And there's a spinner at the back. It's one of the Liqui Moly cars, another Volkswagen, but I think it's one of the Chinese entries. HQ of China in the Volkswagen. And also out, the number 66 of Bay in the Tracfeng Linky Racing Team Audi. Meanwhile, another battle now between KK1, number 991 in the Seat. And behind him, number 21, H. Wang in the new faster Volkswagen. And then just behind them, also in this battle, is the man who's had to come all the way from the back. That's the Honda Civic of R Engineering's Abdul Katir. Now, Katir, of course, leading the Cup Championship, had to change an engine overnight. He had a terrible qualifying and had to start 20th, and he's doing a really good job. He could still get on the podium in the Cup competition from this position. So he is making his way through, scything his way through bit by bit. He's already made up several places, and I think he could well finish in the top 10. You can see the lights flashing on Abdul Katir. He set a time of 2:33 in his qualifying, but that really isn't representative of what he can do on track. He's much closer to the 2:18, 2:19 mark, and just a little bit of bad luck, an engine change for Abdul Katir, but they got him back out again. And of course the R Engineering team, one of the best at mechanicking the cars, but he's getting a little bit of trouble trying to get past Wang here. And there's a battle for the top 10. At the moment, Katir in 10th place, but struggling to get past Wang in 9th in the new faster Volkswagen. Just ahead of the number 991 of KK Wong is the number 26 of Philip de Souza in the Teamwork Motorsport car. So battles throughout, but still at the front, it's still Kantani Kasuri on his way, and he's extended that 8-second lead now to over 9.5 seconds here in the closing stages of this round 9 race between TCR Asia and TCR China here at the Shanghai Formula One circuit. Plenty of room for racing here, and it's tough really. If you can get away as Kasiri has done, then it's a lot easier track, but if you get embroiled in a battle like this, even though it's a wide track, surprisingly enough, there's only one line really, and there's a lot of F1 style braking, hard braking sections. And as we watch this battle for 2nd and 3rd place between Andy Yan and the Liqui Moly Ensler entry of Diego Moran of Ecuador. Andy Yan not giving up position, and it's proving very hard for the number 32 to get past the current TCR Asia champion and the man leading the Chinese championship. And of course, Andy Yan has already won twice here at Shanghai a couple of weeks ago in the Chinese championship, and now leading here in the Chinese championship again. But through finally goes Diego Moran into second place, and there's the gap between himself and his teammate, the leader of this race, Kantani Kasiri. And the gap was 8.2 seconds, and I think it'll be even further than that as Kasiri finishes this lap. But through goes Moran into second place, and that's going to help the Liqui Moly Ensler team defend their team's championship as well, because a 1-2 here is just what they needed for both the VW and the Liqui Moly Ensler team. And as they cross the line again, Moran will cross the line now. Now let's have a look at the gap. And it's almost, yes it is, it's over 11.3 seconds now. So Kasiri is on the march for sure, but it's looking like a 1-2 for the Ensler team as we go back to Abdul Katir in the number 23 R Engineering Honda Civic. Still battling with the number 21, Huang, but he's got past him, and Katir in the top 10 now, and he will score good points in the Cup competition. Will Abdul Katir, he's still in the top 6 overall as well, but he's leading the Cup competition. And he's scored good points, having come all the way from the back at the start of this race. So this is going to be a good result for the team, R Engineering, who changed that engine overnight. And the Honda doing it, but he's getting slightly out of shape there. He's pushing hard, isn't he? Sideways as they came out of 2. But coming down to the final part of this race, Katir pushing on, so too the leader. Here he comes down the back straight here at Shanghai with just a couple of corners to go here on the final lap. It's going to be a famous 1-2 for the Liqui Moly Ensler team and VW. Tremel and his team have done a really good job, and this is Kantani Kasiri at his best. A great recovery from last time out at Bangsan. He takes victory in round 9 and takes the checkered flag here in China. Diego Moran of Ecuador will follow him home, but some 12 seconds behind. An incredible lead and an incredible race by Kasiri from the front. He had a brief moment where Andy Yan was leading, but that didn't last long. Moran takes second place, and China's Wang takes third in the number 81, ahead of Andy Yan in fourth place in the number 82. So congratulations then to Kantani Kasiri of Thailand, who takes yet another victory here and puts himself very much in contention for the overall lead of this championship, with the bad luck falling to WS Lay, who came together with Jasper Thong. There comes Abdul Katir. He will score points in the Cup competition and continue his lead in the Cup competition. So congratulations to him. And here's confirmation of the result. Liqui Moly Team Ensler and Kantani Kasiri take the win over teammate Diego Moran of Ecuador. Terry Huang, Chu Han in third, Tin Sri Tri fourth, and Andy Yan fifth, with Sunny Wong sixth. So congratulations to our top 3. Let's head to the press conference.
I feel from the start, I feel again I missed the start, but other guys have a problem the same with me. But I try to keep follow some Audi, and the car is very good, so I can follow very close with him, and on the long corner, my car was very good, much better than that Audi, so I can pass him there.
Well, I didn't had a good start. I lose like three positions, I think. So yeah, I was worried at the beginning, but then I was able to recover my position in the first lap. I did a very good and wise move. I didn't get involved in any problem. There was some touches across, but I didn't have any problem, and I was fine to recover. Then I was pushing by myself in the track, and I was catching the guy in second place, and yeah, so it was quite fair with me. Also, he let me pass. Of course, he defended his position, but I was faster. So yeah, and then I was, of course, trying to catch Boom, but yeah, my pace was not enough fast to catch him this time.
So with 9 rounds gone, it's Candidate Kasuri who now leads, but by only half a point from fellow Thai Tin Sri Trai on 124.5, then Diego Moran on 121, and Lai Wei Singh drops to 4th with 117. Abdul Qadir moves up to 5th and scores in the cup competition behind KK Wong, who won.
Yeah, today the race I have a first time to drive the TCR the front, and then the second time to race in Shanghai circuit, quite nice. And then
surprised to be on the podium?
Yeah, sure, because I'm really lucky to turn the turn one, low crash, very lucky, and then I drive the stable and can get the podium. I'm very lucky.
And a look at the Cup Drivers' Championship. After 9 rounds, Abdul Qadir has 168 points. Jasper Thong still second for Audi in Hong Kong with 133 points. And Eric Kwong for Elegant Racing and Sayat Leon has 101. Great racing from the Shanghai circuit for round 9. And we'll be back here again for round 10. More drama, I'm sure. And the championship on an absolute knife edge in TCR Asia. 4 drivers can still win it, but time is running out. We'll see you next time. I'm Jonathan Green. Bye-bye for now.